Hey man. What's up?
What's up?
So what are you doing, bro?
Nothing. Just chilling. Killing.
Same. Hey man, so where the bitches at? Well, hold on, wait. What the fuck was that? Hey bro, I'm gonna have to call you back. I'm hearing like some weird noises and shit. Alright, hit you up later, dog. Man, who the fuck is fucking making all these stupid ass noises? Who the fuck are you? Wait, no, please, don't, no.
It's almost time, kids. The clock is ticking. Be in front of your TV sets for the horror-thon.
I was just able to escape from the crazy ass motherfucker that was trying to kill me. And I also found my Halloween jacket.
Do you expect me to believe a story like that? What kind of an idiot do you take me for?
But that's besides the point. In any note, welcome to the Ryan.T Show Halloween Special. Let's get it started, ghouls and gals. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Hey, it's me, Ryan.T here, and it's fucking Halloween!
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
And I'm gonna be reviewing Dr. Sleep. Alright, ghouls and gals, like all my new movie reviews, I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, simple, and to the motherfucking point. Alright, let's get it started. Dr. Sleep stars Ewan McGregor, Rachel Ferguson, and it also stars this lovely actress right here, who plays a character named Abra, who is a young kid who also has The Shining, who forms an unlikely bond with Ewan McGregor's character, and her name is Kayla Curran. The film also stars Cliff Curtis, who plays Ewan McGregor's character's best friend, Barry, and it also stars an actor who I've never heard of before named Zane McLaren, who plays a character named Crow Daddy. And that's pretty much your principal cast. That's who the film really focuses on the most. And I have to say, all these actors and actresses, they did an amazing job in this film. But before I get into all that, let me tell you what The Shining is about. The Shining. Let me tell you what Dr. Sleep is about. Obviously, it's connected to The Shining because I have The Shining on my brain. And for those of you that don't know, The Shining was a Stanley Kubrick film made in 1980 that followed Jack Torrance and his family as they stayed at what I considered as a kid as a haunted hotel called the Overlook Hotel, and it kind of sort of possessed Jack Torrance, and he kind of turns into this madman, and he attempts to kill his family only for him to die at the end of the movie. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie. The movie's only like 40 years old by now. But yes, Dr. Sleep is a sequel to The Shining. And this movie follows Danny Torrance, the little boy from The Shining, and now he's all grown up, and he's kind of dealing with his sobriety. He's an alcoholic, he's a drug user, he's kind of not that great of a person, so he's dealing with all of that, and he's also trying to deal with his traumatic childhood where his dad tried to fucking kill him.
I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I'm gonna bash them right the fuck in.
And, he's essentially picking up the pieces to his life and trying to put them back together to be a better person. And meanwhile, while he's doing that, he starts to form this unlikely relationship with this character right here by the name of Abra. And at first he doesn't really know who she is, or if she's a girl or a boy or what she is, and he essentially finds out that she also has the Shining, and they come in contact with each other through a series of like unfortunate events. All while in the background, while this is happening, there's this cult of people who also have the Shining, and they're going around finding kids who have the Shining, and they're torturing and killing them, and essentially sucking the souls out of their bodies so they can live forever, or more or less live longer than they're supposed to live, because they state in the movie that they're not immortal. That cult is called the Crow-Knot or something not. I don't know. I forget the name of the gang.
You dumb bastard.
But yeah, they're like a cult slash gang commune type thing, and they're going around kind of getting these kids, getting these victims, and the Abra character finds out all this is going on, and she kind of gets in contact with Danny, and that's when the movie takes off. I have to say, this movie, it really does remind me of The Shining. Not only that it's a sequel and it's closely related to The Shining, but I feel like people are going to have the same opinions as they did with The Shining. For example, I can see a lot of people saying that this movie was long and it kind of dragged on a little bit, but they'll praise the beautiful cinematography, the great performances, the scary atmospheric tone that this movie has. Just exactly like the original Shining movie. To this day, other people that I talk to about this film, they either say that this movie is amazing, they say that it's greatly acted, they say that it has an amazing creepy atmosphere. Then there's some people that say that it's just plain out boring and not what they expected. And I feel like that's going to be the same thing that's going to be said for Dr. Sleep. However, Dr. Sleep is able to carve out its own identity and not have to I don't want to say that it doesn't rely on The Shining, because it does heavily rely on The Shining, but that sort of helps it. And this film is also able to, again, like I was saying, carve out its own identity. And for that, I really enjoyed this film. I mean, this film is also a really thrilling game of cat and mouse, where at times you're not sure who's the cat or who's the mouse and who's chasing who, because this character right here, this girl, she is a powerful motherfucker, as is the film's antagonist, who's played by Rebecca Ferguson. She is a powerful motherfucker too. There's all these powerful motherfuckers in this film, and they're so powerful that you're just like, okay, well, who's chasing who in this fucking film? Obviously, this person's the bad guy, and this person is a good guy along with Danny Torrance, but you're just kind of, it keeps you thinking at the edge of your seat. But again, like every other Stephen King film, it does veer into wacky territory. That's kind of like Stephen King's motif, his MO. He kind of has a bunch of wacky shit in all of his books. And in all the movies based on his books, they have a bunch of wacky shit, because Stephen King likes wacky shit. And this film is no different. Dr. Sleep is no different. But I have to say, compared to all the recent Stephen King revival films such as Pet Sematary, It Chapter 1, It Chapter 2, this film, Dr. Sleep, is one of my favorites of these, like the kind of Stephen King renaissance, so to speak. I mean, it's way better than Pet Sematary remake, and it's way better than It Chapter 2. I won't say that it's better than It Chapter 1, because I really enjoyed It Chapter 1. But I also really, really enjoyed Dr. Sleep. And I feel like if you're a Stephen King fan, this is the sequel that you've been waiting for, the sequel to The Shining that you never knew that you wanted. However, I feel like if you're not a Stephen King fan, or you're unaware that this film is connected to The Shining, you may or may not have a great time with this film. Again, you may feel like this movie is too slow, you may feel like it's boring, but for me, I'm in the latter category. I feel like this film was really greatly acted, especially by Rebecca Ferguson, and this child actress right here who plays Abra. She did an amazing job in the film, as did Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor does an amazing job in this film too. And I also want to praise Mike Flanagan's directing capabilities, and his the way that he directs this film. He's able to kind of capture the essence of the original Shining, the creepy factor, the atmosphere, the kind of anxious like claustrophobic feeling that you get when these characters inevitably go to the Overlook Hotel. I hope that's not a spoiler. They show that in the fucking trailer. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film for what it was. Yeah, it's a little bit on the long side, but it's an enjoyable ride. I enjoyed this film. And so for that, I have to give it a 7 out of 10. And I'm going to say that it's a worth it watch. And that's my review of Dr. Sleep. And you know what, guys? I'll see you in the next one. And I just want to say thanks for supporting my reviews. And thanks for tuning in if you're tuning in right now. And save me a piece of candy.